What's going on, boys? NealGuides here. Welcome back to another video. Now, in today's video, we do have a meta squad builder. We have an 850k team, but with all attacking players, all of them have a 5-star weak foot. And before I want to get onto this video, I just want to say this video is sponsored by OneFootball, your one-stop shop for all football information. So if you do want to get the best football information, learn about fixtures, lineups, latest scores, all the football news, OneFootball, they have your back. There's a QR code on the screen right now which you can scan with your phone and you get access to the app. It is completely free to download. There's also a link in the description where you can download it. By downloading it with that link, it actually supports my channel as well. So OneFootball, link is down in the description. One of the best football apps for all the best latest football news. And fingers crossed we got a good Champions League because the draw a couple of days back ahead of us. So let's go back into the video. So we're talking about the top well, I suppose you can say for the money, four players, all of them have got a 5-star weak foot, and I think this is probably one of the best squad builders that I personally prefer, and probably the one that's the most challenging. And this is based around a card that I actually purchased not too long ago, and that is Pulisic. Now, there's two Pulisic's. There's the fire one, and then there's the freeze one, whatever. Right? I cannot believe people are choosing the freeze one over the fire one. He has a 5-star weak foot and marginally less passing per long passing. Long passing is the only major boost that he gets. I play him as a lamb. When I played him in striker, he was scoring 1 to 2 goals per every game that he played. I know I've flowed him to a lamb a little bit more just for personal preference, but with stay forward, he's a fantastic striker. He's got the shot power, he's got the finishing. The composure is a bit meh, but I think he does very well, especially in a 2-striker formation. Put a hunter on him if you want to use him down the wing. And then alongside that, I wanted to put, as you probably saw as well in the thumbnail, is Jota. Now, I'm using Jota on my alternate account. Jota is basically Son with better agility and balance. That's probably the best way I can describe it, especially at numbers up Jota I'm referring to. If you're looking for someone else who's got a 5-star weak foot that can play lamb or a ram, he's the card you want to get. And he's got the shot power as well. You put a hunter on him and he's formidable cam, lamb or ram. His short passing isn't the best, but you can get away with it. So his passing in general isn't the best, but he's got decent short passing. But as I say, he's basically the Son with a better agility and balance. That's basically what he is. Basically does everything you do want. High work rates, and he's got 4-star skill moves. So is definitely a better option. Now, we still kept Son in because Son is just one of those cards. A, he's cheap. B, there's no really anyone else in terms of for chemistry purposes that's affordable enough. But the problem is I just keep putting Son back in my team. I can't explain it, but there's something with this guy. He can finish everything. I think it's because of his high composure, high shot power and finishing. He just seems to finish a lot of stuff, and a lot of other cards just can't finish what he can. If you use Son, you know what I'm talking about. One of the best strikers in the game. I use him as a cam lamb striker. You can play him basically anywhere. Agility balance is not the best, especially the balance, but he's not as clunky as you think. I still use him and I still left dribble with him very well. And then what we've done is we put Kante in for the chemistry. You don't have to use Kante if you want to have the 5-star weak foot. You can use KDB. So feel free to put KDB in if you want to instead. We've gone with Kante. And we paired Kante as well with Onyeka. Now, Onyeka and Kante are 300k, so they're a big chunk of the team. You can always save a couple. You can always say this to make a 600k team if you get rid of Kante and you put KDB. But Onyeka is the other card that we've gone with. So it is a tad bit defensive. So feel free if you want to, as I mentioned, to replace the likes of... in fact, you could put Bruno Fernandes as well instead of KDB. But I would say Onyeka definitely one of the best CDMs in the game. I'm not even joking. So good, I can't. Him and Llorente are two cards that I cannot get it out of my team. If this was a bit bigger budget, I would put Llorente in his team. But Onyeka, one of the best in the mids, CDMs in the game, period. Trust me. High agility and balance, top tier sprint speed. So good, I cannot get rid of him. That's how good he is. I have to build a team around 3 players. That's Pulisic, Onyeka, and Llorente. Not much for options, but there you go. I've been playing with Nedved recently, and I have been liking Nedved, to be honest. I've been playing with him a lot, and he's a surprising card, which I would say, you know what, if you don't want to have the Jota or you don't have the Pulisic, you can go with Nedved. I actually really like him as a left mid, right mid. I am using the base Nedved as purely a left mid, right mid, and he's a fantastic card. But we have gone over here with Tecatito. Again, another one of those cards where I just keep coming back to. He's He's got the 5-star skill moves as well, so he's just 5-star, 5-star. He's an absolute beast. You know, he's got top tier agility and balance, good composure as well. Does lack that shot power and finishing, so you do need that hunter. So it's ideally to get him on 10 chemistry. You can get away with him on 8. I use him on 8 chemistry, but you ideally want him on 10. If you want to get a Eurobay card over here, but I've gone with Manafa. Now, you can go with the gold Manafa, but be honest, right now, the Champions League Manafa, he's not that expensive. So if you want to use the gold one, as I have, but just use the Champions League one. He's only like 40k now, so he isn't too expensive. He is going to be playing off chemistry, but we need to given the system. I'll explain to you how it all works as well in a second. Now, just to keep people happy, we're going with centre backs. We're going with Diop, an actual class centre back actually. I think he's very much underrated, especially for his price. I think people always, that's the wrong Diop, isn't it? I think people always underrate the fact that a lot of these cards, just because they're very cheap, people just think, oh, they're not good. Now, you can use Romero over here. So if you want to, you can use Romero. But Diop is actually a really good card. The main thing over here is he is medium. Now, there is a new card with medium. But I'll be honest, if you put him on stay back while attacking, he's actually not a bad card. There was a new card in Team of the Week, which I would say is a better option. You have Diop, you do have Romero. Romero is, I suppose you can say, another alternative. I prefer Romero personally because of agility and balance. I'm just going to walk you through the choices first. So you do have the Romero card. I prefer Romero, A, 2 reasons. A, better agility and balance. And B, he's got better work rates. And I think for the price performance, he's pretty good. He's got that agility and balance as well, which is quite pivotal, especially for a centre back. But he's got that low high work rates. You see, in the Premier League, there really isn't that many players that's really got the work rates. Now, there's a few other players I want to walk you through. There is the Rudigers, you do have the Joe Gomez, but they are pretty expensive. You do have Tyrone Mings as well, but he is medium. So a lot of these cards, realistically, are medium. You do have that new card, which is Konza, which I mentioned very briefly over here. Another card, but he again is medium as well. But he does have that better balance. So personally for me, I would use Romero, but feel free to use Diop if you want to. I would probably still lean towards a fullback if you know me. But you can always use Joe Gomez as well. On the upper echelon, we do have the Varans in this game. Again, I would still go Wan-Bissaka and Kyle Walker in these positions. But if you want to, just to keep the community happy, I feel like I'm a politician now, like just saying things to make people like me at this point. But no, but seriously, come on. Varane, I think he's a top tier centre back. Medium high work rates and low high. They're one of the 2 best centre back duos. The agility and balance on Romero can kind of forgive the agility and balance on Varane. So if you are going to use Diop, I would say go with a fullback. That's what I would say if you want to bring the cost down a bit more. And then for the right back, I wanted to realistically go with Walker here, but just for chemistry purposes, we had to put Cancelo in because he gives the green, well, not the green, he gives the link, the green, Manafa gets the green link from Tecatito, but he also gets the yellow from Cancelo, and that way he gets his chemistry. I'll show you how the team gets 100 chemistry in a second. And Edison, then he gets, we have to do it in this unorthodox way. Edison, we then have to do, put him in. You can put Alisson here if you want to. It doesn't really matter who you put in. You can put any Premier League goalkeeper. Pope if you like him. I know people like Ramsdale just for the bants, but I would definitely go Alisson or Edison. De Gea is not as good as he once was, so do bear that in mind. So how to look for chemistry? We're looking something like this. What I would say, if you want to reduce the price even more, you can get rid of Varane over here, save 80k. You can get KDB here, just do a quick switcheroo, just play KDB there, and you can play Onyeka off chem if you want to. You have a lot of options. You can really put it in, but you can see here the only people that are really off chemistry is number 1 is Manafa, Pulisic and Cancelo. So given the formation, we've still got 100 chemistry. It's actually quite a good setup that we actually ended up with. Unfortunately, we have to go with a bit of an unorthodox 3-4-3 style. So chemistry purposes sorted. How does it look in game? Now, you're a bit sport for choice. It's more personal preference. Do you know what? You could play any of the 4 anywhere. Like, I'm just going to sit here and just say to you honestly, I mean, I've been rocking something like this recently. That's what I've been doing. I've been playing Nedved on the right, or my alternate Jota there, Pulisic and striker. Otherwise, you could just switch them around. If you prefer Jota and striker, But I think Tekatito really is the best cam out of them all. I wouldn't really move Tekatito. I think the striker can change, but I think Tekatito has to stay in cam. That's my opinion, just because of the 5-star, top tier agility and balance, and of course he does have the stamina. So he's got the passing as well. So he's everything you want for a cam. The front three can interchange. That's the base of the back line. You're going to have to offload someone to the left back role. Now, Manafa's got a 4-star weak foot. Cancelo's got a 4-star weak foot. Cancelo's got better passing, so you can dash him over there. But again, it's personal preference. If we're talking about the 4-4-2 or the 4-2-2-2, don't forget they're basically the same thing anyway. These are just wide cams. The exact same thing, except for I would go potentially like this, something like this. It depends again over here. I'd probably say these two. It's up to you. You could probably go ahead and put Sun there. Again, it's more personal preference really. I would say you can just try them out. We go to the 3-5-2, the creme de la creme. This is where I think it really excels. So what I will do is I'll move numbers up Jota or Sun. Now it's up to you. Now I would say if you like the agility and balance, I would say definitely move Sun to that position on the wide area, and you can put Cancelo there. Put Cancelo on the left just because he is right-footed, so you can cut on the side of the right foot, but feel free to swap them around as well. Make sure you do put the Pulisic and the Tekatito on stay forward though. And 4-1-2-on-2, it gets a bit of a problem. What you can do is you can drop either Sun or Jota in cam is what I would say. I would say probably go with Sun. People are going to say yes, Jota's got better defensive stats and he's high work rates. That's the main thing. But if we look at Sun, he's the exact same thing. The only reason why I say Jota is because Jota is kind of that card where he's got a bit better stand tackling. Is it going to make a difference? Probably not, but I just prefer someone who's a bit more agile in a 4-1-2-on-2 up front. That's my personal opinion. And what I'll do is I'll put Kante as CDM and I'll put Onyeka as that centre mid. And that is basically the setup. And if you're going to be looking at any of the other ones, the 4-3-2 ones, it's the exact same thing. Kante goes in the middle, maybe even Pulisic in striker, and like something like this, and the exact same setup. Anyway, that is of course the meta squad builder. 850k, quite a good budget. You can even save more money, bring it down to 600k, or you can even bring it down to 800, or you can even bring it down to 500 if you get rid of Varane and Kante. But that is of course the squad builder. Thanks for watching guys, take it easy, and of course I'll catch you next time. Peace out.